Mothership's doing okay, right?
It's maybe
hurting.
quarter health, or quarter damaged. It's not too bad.
Well, there's all the previous engagement for stuff shooting at it too, so...
It's not been burned down too much by this. I think I have the endurance to pull this off. Especially since this one's on fire and about to die.
Group 6, comment. Repeat. Group 6, under fire. In our favor.
Group 7, to combat stations. Collector under attack.
Decided to attack my collector.
The mothership is under attack.
It's alright, I think it just went boom.
Okay, there might be something to the inaccuracy claims here.
Well, most of the shots are going in the general direction of the enemy ship.
Yeah.
But you're missing something the size of a mothership, so...
Sometimes it lines up with its good hits, and then it just sort of wobbles.
Group 8, to combat
like it's doing right now.
Yeah.
Well, some of it looks like the... I think it's still hitting it. It looks like the needle ships have really big hitboxes.
Yeah, they do. Because in Homeworld 1, you don't have mesh.
Everything is
collision checking. It's a box.
Group 1 responding. 2 responding. Target confirmed. Group 3 responding.
There were actually a couple of ship designs that they scrapped because they couldn't.
Enemy vessels
got too
retreating to this point.
3 under attack.
This reading has been consistent despite sensor interference. It has a friendly signature, but it's not one of ours.
Has a friendly signature, it's not one of yours.
Enemy contact.
Means you're,
Well, that's kind of the counterpoint of a friendly signature, right? Also, is that... Oh, never mind. Still have that one lone repair frigate just chugging along.
Support frigates can massively increase the longevity of your fleet.
Target acquired.
Especially if you micro them properly.
This is Group 5.
The worst is seeing support frigates repairing
Group 8,
ships and
under
then
attack.
repair corvettes repairing your support frigates. In some multiplayer games, that becomes quite a chain of annoyance.
Yes. So you have support frigates repairing destroyers, and then when you focus fire from destroyers to the support frigates start repairing each other, and
Yeah.
just one long chain of crazy.
Group 5 green contact.
Group 8, to combat stations.
Those fighters just don't go away, do they?
No, there's a lot of them.
Target too fast. We're bugging out. Breaking up.
They're nothing to sneer at?
The swarmers are basically smaller, faster, harder hitting, and heavily armored than everything else in the universe. The only thing that they don't have than every other fighter in is
Field capacity. So what you're basically saying is if you're running a local close-in defense or something, you'd build nothing but swarmers.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what they're doing.
And it's working.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not really doing a whole lot against your big capital ships, but they're just kind of eroding everything away.
But
And
the
honestly-
pods are pretty big. Achilles heel.
Yeah, they don't need to be that good when you've got about 50,000 of the things.
The
We're in the red.
Group 8, under
most
attack.
people will salvage all the fuel pods and then retire them for the resources, but me and salvage, you know.
They're really high RU.
Well, there's just a lot of them, and they're fairly easy to salvage if you are good at salvaging.
Because they don't shoot back.
They don't
Non-combat
shoot
ship
back, and
lost.
if you use the AI so that
Group 8 has been defeated.
Copies.
Group 8.
Group 5, reporting enemy contact.
Which one was Group 8?
Group 8 was my resource controller.
That sucks.
Reporting to receiver.
It's a fairly expensive ship to replace. It's mass over here.
As long as you can make it through with your destroyers and most everything else intact.
Why does my multi beam have a...
Understood. Attention missile. We have control review.
That's the biggest, one of the biggest pains of these missions is you can't check the sensors manager and really see if there's, you know, if you've cleaned things out.
Are those red dots everywhere enemy ships in your sensor arrays, or they're just red dots everywhere?
Normally they'd be enemy ships, In this mission, there are red dots everywhere.
That's
There's the sensor interference of the nebula that prevents you from being able to sort things out.
everything is hostile.
Well, you just have a bunch of false readings. If you pay enough attention, because the false readings blink in and out, you can pick out the persistent ones. But it takes a little bit of time looking at it, and you don't always have.
And that's time swarmers are shooting at you.
Yeah. And the needle ship just ran off.
Really? There's another one?
There's one left. I didn't kill the last
Group
one. It
5
ran off
reassigned.
to over here. It's still got a ping on it. I can build a probe.
This is Group 4. We're running out of
Construction commencing.
I have
Group 7.
the harvester was also killed, I believe.
Responding. Group 5.
That
Build
sucks.
complete.
It wasn't really that unexpected. I was just hoping for it to get some cash in case I needed reinforcements during the fight, and it did do that.
Yeah, you are about 1,000 richer than you were before.
Yeah.
Production underway.
So
Group
I'm gonna pause
5 to
those
combat
batches, though.
stations.
resource ships
Construction
are a
paused.
priority target for the Kadeshi,
Construction
so
paused.
I don't really want any of those just hanging out.
Group 1, respond. Cannot comply. Agent, we've got contact.
Okay, that seems a little bit excessive. I suppose it's no worse than battlecruisers chasing after interceptors like they did in Homeworld 2.
Alright, there's a fuel pod over here I need to kill.
But to be fair, the ion cannons were actually surprisingly effective anti-fighter weapons.
Yeah, they don't hit frequently, but when they do hit,
Group 1 reporting. Group 2 responding.
it's not as crazy as in Cataclysm, though. In Homeworld Cataclysm, the best anti-fighter ship was the Titani Heavy Cruiser.
Really? How so?
Energy cannons had really good accuracy, and so did... I think they increased the tracking on the ion cannons. So, basically all of the heavy weapons on the heavy cruiser could reliably hit fighters. So you'd have a fighter swarm fly at a heavy cruiser, and it would just melt. It was pretty much like a missile destroyer, but with actual anti-capital capabilities.
Well, it was arguably one of the... Could you build them, or...?
No, you could
They
only
just-
capture them.
Oh.
And
Because you play
unless
in
you
a-
modded the game, heavy cruisers have a capture time of 0, so, or an infection time of 0, so when you're fighting the beast, they instantly got captured.
Ooh. It sucks.
And they
Which
didn't benefit.
basically rendered them useless most of the
Yeah,
time.
you didn't benefit from the vaccine research either. The game's gotten really choppy, and that's annoying. I don't know what's
So I
up
think
with
pretty much the entire late game you're fighting nothing but the beast, and the beast.
that. Actually, no, there's only
Underway.
like 4 missions in the whole game where you directly fight the beast.
Copies.
But that's...
Acknowledged.
Okay, let's go chase down that last guy.
Underway.
Actually, Group 5 needs to be in formation. Group 5 can be in wall.
Well, the beast was kind of silly anyway. It was like the standard bio-horror monster of...
Yeah.
I mean, they did it fairly well, but it was like...
A lot of people are pretty... Some people really love them, some people hate them.
This monster, we have seen it here before.
Group 1 receiving. Group 2 copies. Group 4 copies. Group 3 acknowledged.
Moving my capital ships
Ready for escort.
and with support.
Acknowledged.
Let's build a probe and just shut it down.
Stop con enabled.
Chuck it downfield.
Construction
Oh,
commencing.
bother.